afternoon, fellow YouTube viewers. Belch94 with another YouTube video, and today I'll be talking about Apple. My opinion on what Apple needs to do for the future and what changes need to be done in the company. Now I'm going to start with talking about the Mac computing lineup. I sort of feel some of these machines need an update, a refresh, because they've looked the same for at least over getting close to 5 years now, which is pretty long for the device to look the same. Okay, first thing, I would like to introduce a new sort of Mac, call it the Mac Studio or the iMac Studio, something like that. Get the back. I sort of picture a design like, you know how you got the iMac G4 with the little basing. So what I'd do is I'd have like the little basing like that, have it like aluminium, so it sort of looks like the modern Apple look with the Apple logo on it. Has a super drive in it, has a solid state drive in it up to say between 500 gig and 1 terabyte. Have it with an i7, standard i7, so it has an option of 8 gig, or you can get the higher end model with 16 gig, say for example, or you can get it configured to how you want. And it has a big display on it, which can can move around, so you can have it like flat on a bench for like staff meetings to show people stuff. I haven't really drawn a picture of it, but that's what I like to see. Touchscreen comes with the Mac and keyboard, so these will get updated to have like the touch bar that are on the MacBook Pros. Same Apple mouse. Maybe give these an update so it's sort of like, I don't know, I'd have this like sort of black. Same with the keyboard, black keys or something, I don't know. It just needs a bit of a refresh because these have been going now for over 10 years. These, I'm pretty sure. So, I feel that would be a good innovation, something different. I mean, it's not much of an innovation, but something different. I think it'd be cool to have, especially in conference rooms. So like this, you could have like, it'd be good for someone to do like as a notebook for photoshopping or drawing, sketching, something like that. Also, that's one thing I like to see add to the lineup, something because that's different. Also, the iMac, that needs a huge overhaul. Redesign it, offer models with a touch screen. Have some with the touchscreen, the optional touchscreen installed, because I feel it's more of an all-in-one now. It should have a touchscreen with a stylus. Keep the USB ports. Have it designed so sort of have a super drive in it. Ethernet, just all those ports. Have it with make it more easy to upgrade. So you have it so the back can come off. You can put more memory in it, upgrade the hard drive, stuff like that. Because I know it's one thing with these iMacs, they are hard to open up. And if you get a new one on warranty, once you open it up, you've pretty much broke your seal of warranty, unless you get it done by an authorised Apple technician. I do recommend, if you do buy a Mac, get the Apple Care, because God, it's worth it. You never know when you're going to need it. I mean, you might never use it. I had to use mine just about a month or two just before the Mac, my Mac sort of cover ended, and trust me, it came in handy. So I've owned this Mac without having to do repayments for a year now, so I'm happy about that. So just the overall, needs to be restyled. I feel it come with optional touchscreen, which should have been done years ago. I'd like them to have a 5K display, which they've got now, which is fine. Yeah. So that's pretty much about it for the iMac. MacBook Pro wouldn't really need a big overhaul. I'd like to see get a super drive added to it. Add some of the legacy ports like USB. Firewire, that's on some of the Macs. Yeah. And also keep some of the USB Type-Cs because that'll come handy, but it's just annoying. And bring back the MagSafe because I think that's a better charging connector than the USB Type-C. To tell you the truth, as good as the USB Type-C of how fast it is, I just feel it needs I feel the MagSafe was better and safer. My honest opinion. And I would like the MacBook Pro to come back to how it was, where you just had the back off and it's more upgradable. Put a new hard drive in and upgrade the memory. Stuff like that, because people do love putting upgrades in their Macs. To tell you the truth. Next computer will be the MacBook. I'm not a big fan of the new ones. It's got I think it's one Type-C port on it, and that's it. I think that's quite rubbish. It's thin as all hell, but put a few USBs in it. Don't expect it to have super drive in it, but a few USBs, a card reader, earphone jack, a MagSafe charger, all that setup. And have it come in all those iPhone colours if you really must. Same colours as the iPhones, but I feel that's what it needs. That's what it's lacking, and I just feel it's lackluster. I find the best Macintosh computer on the market right now is the MacBook Air. And I'm going to come to that computer now and talk about why. It has USB. It has flash storage, which I mean, you can still upgrade it if you wanted to. And I feel these are the best computers. They're solid. They're quite solid machines. I've used one. The RAM you can't really upgrade in them, but I like to see them come as a touchscreen. Just give them. They just need a bit of a restyle. Add the touch bar to them, same as the Mac as well, MacBook as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it about the Mac. I think the MacBook Air is quite a perfect machine. Now we'll get into the iPads. iPad Pro, 12-inch, needs to be running Mac OS. Needs some adapters where you have a USB adapter. You can plug it. You can get these for the iPad. Run these off. Same with this as well, because the iPad should be running a Mac OS on it. Put an Intel Core CPU in it, like an i5, an i7. I'll at least give it 4 gig RAM, and the higher end model, say 8 gig, because I feel this Microsoft Surface Pro is you get more bang for your buck with that. To tell you the truth, and I'm an Apple fanboy, and I'm just saying the truth. You get more bang for your buck with the Microsoft Surface Pro. Just yeah. That's what Apple need to do to the iPads. They need to be refreshed. The iPad Pro's 9.7 inch, you could possibly, I would attempt to have a go at running Mac OS on that too, with the Intel CPU in it, sort of same specs. Have it customized to how you want it. The iPad Mini, I'd leave it with iOS because it's not huge. Have the size. The size variants, I reckon, need to be 128 low for the iPads, 128 gig low end, 256 mid range, and 512 high for the top of the line. And then, because that's I feel what we need in those tablets. iPhones. The iPhone 7 wasn't a really huge hit, and I can tell you why. There wasn't really much of an upgrade from the iPhone 6 and iPhone 7. With the they removed the iPhone, head jack for the taptic sensor for the home button, which with the iPhone 8 they need to bring back. They need to put back the earphone jack because a lot of people aren't happy with that. The phone needs a redesign badly. I feel it's an outdated design. I like to see the OLED display on it. Have it wrapping around, just something different. You can remove the home button if you want to. But have the earphone jack, and I don't see why you can't have a bigger taptic engine with an earphone jack as well. So, come on, Apple, play around with it. Think of what Steve Jobs would do. I think some of the stuff you're coming up now with, I think Steve Jobs will be rolling in his grave. Tell you the truth, it's not very. Because back when he was there, it was all about innovation. It's the main purpose of the company. And I feel like we've lost a lot of buzz since the passing of the great Steve Jobs. And I feel, yeah. with the iPhones, they're lacking. iPod Touch, we really need them. I don't know if we really need them because we've got the iPods. The iPods are pretty much phasing out slowly. So really, do we need an iPod Touch? I don't know, because you can get cheap iPhones if you really want to use as a media player. I don't really think you need these iPods. I think because they don't really get updated. The last update to the iPod Touch was the iPod Touch 6th Gen in 2014. So really, they haven't seen much of an update. No, 2015, my mistake. So, yeah. Because the iPod line is pretty much becoming history now. It's part of history. Because you've got the iPhone. People use the iPhone now to store their music on. And with the Apple Music and Spotify and all that, you really don't need to store music on the iPhone. You can pretty much just stream it from those apps. Another thing I'd like to add to the Mac lineup, I just came across, is I like to see the Mac Pro get redesigned and replacing the two versions. You have the Mac, I call it a Mac top. The reason for that is it's the home user desktop. So you'll have three editions. You'll have the workstation. You'll have the Mac top, which is for home use. You'll have the workstation version and the server version. And I'd like to see Apple bring out a rack mount server version as well. So the home version will come in the choices of the Intel Core i3 as the low end, mid-range Intel Core i5, high range will be an Intel Core i7. So you'll start from 4 gig, 8 gig, 16 gig, and you can customize it as you want with your own graphics cards, upgradable easily. It will come with solid state drives. So I'd say two. Come with I'd say a 120 gig for the i3, 512 for the i5, and 1 terabyte for the i7. For the workstations, they'll come in a choice of an i5 or i7. 4 gig memory for the i5 and 8 gig memory for the i7, because they'll only be used as workstation machines with the custability as well. And the servers will have, the difference between the server and the workstation is the workstation won't have a lot of hard drive bays. The server edition will have, say, all the hard drive bays with a server graded motherboard in it with an Intel Xeon processor, which you can get with multiple processors, dual core, quad core, octa-core, whatever you want to customize it to. The low range will come with 12 gig, I reckon, and the highest will go up to about, say, 32 gig, which is all up to me customizable. It'll come with the Mac Utilities version of, whatever the new version is. I'd go off a modified version of the late 2012 Mac Pro, because I think they're the last good ones, because you can do customizations to them. I'd have it with sort of a different silver design with the black Apple logos on it, I reckon. I'd have it with USB, FireWire. These machines, because they're old school, because we're going to be using business, I would like legacy ports on them. So the FireWire, printer ports, some even Microsoft compatible ports on there, because you know that these machines can be hooking up with Microsoft Windows machines and so on, and they'll come with Mac OS, and with the special editions with the businesses, I'd recommend Apple give them extended support on OSs. And if they're a school, you can give them discounts on free software. So if they say, for example, they get a MacBook Pro, give them, say, 30% off, plus a free Windows license if they got to run, especially for programming, like even half price for Final Cut Pro if they're doing multimedia work. Give them a deal with Adobe Suite as well, and the Microsoft Windows Serial if they're going to run stuff in the Windows environment. So they're simple ideas I think would help the Apple company, but I don't know if I want to implement them at all. And obviously it sounds a bit old school, but I feel sometimes we've got to take a step back to go forward again. And I feel these current modern machines are not very upgradable, and that's what I think does damage to Apple. And the design isn't that different. They're very designed for this. The Apple products as being very lackluster. Like, do I really need to get this new device? I'm really happy with the one I've got. It does everything I need. Same with this. I got the iMac late 2012. It's only got 8 gigs, so if I can bump the memory up and put a solid state drive, and I could probably get another, say, 5 years out of it at least. That's the thing. With these inventions of solid state drives, I don't think you need to really get a new computer. Just upgrade your drives. And yeah. And I really hope Apple will take this on, some of these ideas. I just want difference. Because the iPhone 10 anniversary comes out. That needs to be a big iPhone. I don't want it to look like an iPhone 7 because that would be very disappointing for a 10 anniversary iPhone. This iPhone needs to be big. It needs to be huge. And yeah. So, please comment on my video of your ideas what Apple need to do to fix the company up, because I'm always going to be an Apple fan. I'm just being honest, telling you my criticisms and what they can do to improve the company, which obviously will not happen overnight. It will take a few years. But here's some development ideas that can start rolling out into this lineup. I'd like to see macOS 11, which I don't think will ever happen now because they've just dropped in macOS X now to just call it macOS. So I'm assuming the next version will be 10.13. I'd say I'd like to see it hit 11 because I feel like a 13 edition to 10 is enough. Should have ended at Mountain Lion, went to macOS 11. So yeah. So I've been rambling on enough now for a while. I'd like to end this video. Hope you all enjoy. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.